World War II turned the skies above Europe, the Pacific, and Asia into battlefields. With everything from troop transport, strategic bombing, and ground support taking place, the air became a very violent space to navigate. But this also generated some of the most interesting footage of the war. I'm talking about aerial dogfights. This was well before the small digital cameras and GoPros that are all over today's battlefields. So how's this footage captured? With one of these. This is Derek from Battlefield Ukraine. While I typically focus on artifacts from the current Russian invasion in Ukraine, I recently came across a different Battlefield artifact that was just too interesting not to highlight. This is a Bell and Howell AN Type 6.8 motion picture camera. This type of camera was made by several different companies, but was responsible for capturing most of the Allied combat footage of World War II. This specific model was designed to be mounted inside of the wing of the US Navy's fighter aircraft. Planes like the Grumman F-6F Hellcat, the earlier F-4F Wildcat, and the F-4U Corsair. It used 16mm film and would begin recording for a preset amount of time whenever the fighter pilot pulled the trigger, capturing the air battle so it could be reviewed after the mission. Not only did this help to confirm each pilot's number of kills, it also led to better training and faster development of more advanced weapons systems. I've looked into this specific camera's serial numbers and unique markings and have found it has a very interesting story that doesn't end with the Japanese surrender in August of 1945.
Unconditional surrender.
This particular camera was made by Bell and Howell in Chicago, Illinois. This camera has two different serial numbers. The one on the inside kind of guts of the camera is SP4477, which indicates that it was probably manufactured in late 1943 or early 1944. The door to the film compartment of the camera is stamped with a different code, SP6002, which indicates 1944 to 1945, so it's entirely possible that the door needed to be replaced at some point, which also lines up with the other things I'm learning about this camera. So on this door here, you'll see a tag that's been added, NADC with some numbers. This ended up on here after the war, when this camera was acquired by the Naval Air Development Center.
Also known as NADC, one of the Navy's most extensive research and development facilities, performing vital work in the direct support of naval aviation.
Another indication that this camera was used after World War II ended is this label right here where it says Modified Naval Aircraft Factory. This was the factory that worked closely with the NADC to modify some of the surplus World War II gear to better suit the research and development that was taking place. Now, when this was in service in the fighter planes of World War II, it had a longer 35mm lens on here. This was better for the medium to long range focus that would be needed to capture air battles. But after the war, the NADC had a shorter 17mm lens put on here. Not only did this let in more light, making it easier to capture a high frame rate.
An unusual scene from the Defense Department camera shows the force with which the seat is ejected, necessary in flight to get clear of the plane.
It also made the focus more shallow, better for recording rocket launches, early jet flight, crash tests. Unfortunately, this camera is no longer operational. For one thing, I don't know where I would get the appropriate film to use in this with the cartridge. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this and found this interesting. If you're interested in reviewing my collection of battlefield finds from Ukraine, head on over to battlefield-ukraine.com where I've got most of my collection posted and available if you're interested in owning it yourself. And I hope you have a nice day. As always, Slava Ukraini!